Hello everyone, I thought I'd just pop in real quick and say that my Squadron 42 development retrospective is out and available for your viewing pleasure. The full version is currently only available for members, all tiers of course, so $1 to watch if you're feeling strapped. It is of course DefenseCon, so it does track that people are a bit busy with their other stuff. The first episode is out for free and the second one is coming out Wednesday this week. The full video will be released on June 4th for free. Links in description and the pinned comment below. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now back to your regularly scheduled content. Oh my, it's DefenseCon. I guess it's time to suit up into the proper attire.
Release the Kraken!
And now for something completely different.
Hello, dear viewer. I'm in a city now, quite high up. I hope you can hear me because I have an important message to share with you today.
Star Citizen is a vast game, with locations scattered across a universe with interesting missions and activities to do. Albeit buggy, there is still variety for us to enjoy. Some places are of course more graced with things to do than others, with Crusaders moons having far more to do on them than the moons of Pyro 5, for example. But there is an entire planet out there in the vastness of Star Citizen that is far too oft forgotten by the player base and CIG itself, it seems. An underused gem that is waiting for its moment to shine. Its metallic shine. Yes, dear viewer, as you probably figured out, today we are going to speak a bit about the planet of ArcCorp. Rather fitting, I should say, as we're all flocking there en masse for the DefenseCon. Because this is the only time of year when they actually remember that ArcCorp does exist. From the shining beacon of Star Citizen and its brilliant star, it has fallen perhaps not into disrepair, but a state of absolute and near total neglect. A planet covered entirely in a city, being CIG's obvious homage, or in this case, rip-off of the planet of Coruscant in Star Wars. Its latest update? A Kelto at the spaceport and the DefenseCon frippery, as far as I've been able to discern at least. The Odin display counts as a DefenseCon frippery. Thankfully, however, for ArcCorp, we have Invictus and DefenseCon to celebrate at least once a year to bring us to this lovely planet. But overall, however, ArcCorp, in spite of its amazing potential and design, has been left wanting. A stranded single mother with only her boring 2 great children keeping her company. How sad. Where are the rooftop missions? Where are the delivery missions? Where are the missions that take us to the very top of the spires of the planet, to its surface and bowels? What mysteries lie beneath? ArcCorp could perhaps be the key to a version of Star Wars 1313, which we sadly never got to play. Coruscant is rather self-evidently one of the big inspirations of ArcCorp, with its endless boulevards and streets scattered across the planet endlessly, running deeper and deeper. A city of limitless potential, at least until you reach the city limit that's currently implemented in the game for whatever reason. But it is not the only planetary city which CIG could take inspiration from or make an homage to, for there is one that is far too often forgotten in my mind, which is Terrace. Terrace is the planet that gets annihilated during the course of the Knights of the Old Republic, but it hides a secret down at the planetary surface where some or almost no sunlight ever reach. The Rakghoul Plague, a hideous disease that transforms sentient species into vicious animals that are highly contagious, which is something CIG could take a page from. That could be a potential enemy we could face down there in the planetary bowels in the sewer system perhaps. Fighting the mushrooms in Levski was rather lame and unimpactful. Spores from a mushroom that are not even an inconvenience for a player was an odd choice. Why has this affected a major landing zone like Levski, but we players could just continue going on with our days like absolutely nothing is happening, just like the regen crisis? We, the players, are never really affected by these events, so that is something CIG needs to work on. The effect on players. And having a pseudo-zombie outbreak in a major landing zone in the depths of a city planet with all manners of cracks and crevices to hide in would lead to an exhilarating experience. And to add a consequence, If the players don't help develop a cure, the landing zone would be disabled for X number of months or weeks until a vaccine could arise. Basically, the in-law reason could be that the UEE Navy has to come in and clean up our mess. Perhaps even disable the ability to spawn there throughout the patch so that we have to travel there to aid the city and fight to protect it. But beyond speculation, what lies in the future of our beloved ArcCorp? There is hope on the horizon, for in 2024 it was unveiled that an entirely new mission type was in the works. This being the all-new Municipal works that would take you deep below into the planet's most disgusting locale, the sewers. What is fantastic about this panel, the Beyond the Pyro panel from 2024, is that they at least recognize the fact that this is the planet with the least amount of gameplay.
Let's jump to rainy ArcCorp, which is missing the most gameplay spaces right now. So we're continuing the Building Interior initiative. We're adding additional districts to landing zones, which are gameplay focused. These gameplay areas will interweave with the landing zone, but ultimately will be independent.
So even though it appears to be forgotten, someone might still remember this wonderful metal husk. The concept art for ArcCorp is bloody brilliant. Just imagine a raccoon pouncing on you from behind one of those pipes or out of one. Limitless potential, CIG. Limitless. Great movie, by the way, go watch it. They even mentioned pest control as a possible mission. ArcCorp raccoon confirmed?
It's an area to do local missions, like exploration, repair, or even pest control. But the main purpose is provide access to the depths. And these will be instanced areas.
But hark, alas and sadly, this almost appears not to be. Even though there is true promise within ArcCorp, it appears that Cloud Imperium Games will not yet decide to implement these missions first at ArcCorp, for a challenger rested upon the horizon, Levski. Because just a year later after the first unveiling of the Municipal works on ArcCorp, new concept art was shown for Levski, so resources appears to have shifted towards implementing it first in Nyx. Yes, those damnable space commies are getting all the new and fun toys. And attention.
Goddamn hippie! Whoa!
Which is a shame because ArcCorp desperately needs that attention and love. But one must also shamefully admit that Nyx and Levski is going to need its own content variety as well, other than just the QV stations and Rockbreaker and general space missions. Alongside the adding of Nyx 1, there will of course be plenty of new stuff coming in for the Nyx system. Levski also having Municipal works also makes a lot of sense, so you can't blame them for that. And sad as I am to admit, ArcCorp is in need of a significant rework as this planet, in spite of its beauty, is indeed showing its age. So the safer bet is the far newer Levski as a proof of concept to get the kinks out, with hopefully an even grander scale of Municipal works being added to ArcCorp later, so we may still get a win from it eventually. It could be that they are developing the Municipal works in parallel so both will arrive at the same time, but I highly doubt this is happening. But one can dream. One can dream. At least it's not Pyro, eh? And as always, thank you very much for deciding to watch one of my masterpieces. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe and all that other cringe shit. And if you wish to support my channel financially, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member or directly by going on Ko-Fi. Join the organization on the Spectrum and join the Discord. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is going to be a tough one. And a special thank you as always to all my wonderful Banu merchantmen, of which there are a shit ton right now. A most humblest of thanks to my wonderful Apex fishies of Fond, DJ Crowbar, Raptor Jesus, Half-Breed Bastard, and Magic. A stupendous thank you to all my wonderful Zustremmings of Austrian Let's Play, Argent, Raub Vogel, Toby Derritz, Mouseclick, DJ Crowbar, Combat Creations, Half-Breed Bastard, Leduc, Big Kronk, and of course, Davidri. A suspicious thank you to my fantastic beauties of Ifanora and Ignore Me. And a marvelous thank you to all my beautiful Finenthusiasts. Captain Cappy, Elenium Productions, XDK, The Ham Jam, Styles, Tenkins, Noclat, Comrade Winston, Long Yawn, Bloodix, and Monk. And a fishy thanks to all my herrings and roes. Thank you all very much for the money.